What a crazy month it's been in the markets. My portfolio, which I'll show you in just a minute, has been on quite a journey. And when I say journey, I think it's been on one of Elon Musk's SpaceX rockets and it's nearly to Mars. In this video, I'm going to show you my entire ISA portfolio that I hold on Trading 212. If you want to sign up to Trading 212, an invest account or an ISA account, use the link in the description. You'll get a free share worth up to £100 and you only have to deposit £1. You'll see how each of my positions have been performing and exactly what I've been investing into since my last update. But I will spend some time focusing on my largest positions and explaining why they've been performing as they have, because I believe that that's quite a useful thing to go through. So let's not mess around, let's jump straight into it. So the first thing you can see here is the total portfolio value. And you can see it's changing constantly because both the UK and US markets are open right now. But you can see that the total value is £11,029.39. But I've only actually invested £8,399.67, which means this portfolio since inception has been doing extremely well. You can see here the return is over £2,600 and it's up by over 31%. And this return is quite insane and you'll see exactly why it's this large in just a minute. But just to compare this to 1 month ago, my portfolio sat at an invested amount of £7,338.99. So clearly I have invested an extra £1,000 since then, which is fantastic and I'm proud of that. But also, last time the total portfolio value came in at £7,444 and now it's in at £11,000. And only one extra £1,000 of that difference is my money that's been invested. So that goes to show you what has happened in just 1 month. And if we look at the 3-month time period here, you can see that just over the last month especially, this portfolio has just skyrocketed. There are clear reasons as to why this has happened, and it comes down to some of the positions that I hold and what they've been doing recently. You can see here that at the moment I have used 12% of my £20,000 tax-free ISA allowance of this tax year. My aim is just to maximize and use as much as possible, as much as I possibly can. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily hit the 20,000 limit, but I'm going to try my best to get as close as I possibly can. And you'll also see that I have £500 worth of free funds sitting on the account ready to invest. The likelihood is that this money will go into Palantir or Tesla, but when I actually decide to deploy this cash, I'll let my Patreon members know and I'll update them on exactly where it's going. Since the last update, Trading 212 have also introduced interest on the cash, non-invested cash that you have on your account. It's not been that crazy, but I'll just show you here. On this account so far, I have gained 11p in interest. So not life-changing, but better than nothing. Okay, so scrolling down here, you can see that half of my positions are currently in the red. 1, 2, 3, 4 positions are in the red, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions are in the green. But we've just said that I'm up by over 31%, and that is because the positions that are in the green are my larger positions. That's the thing with investing. If you have your money split across many different positions and there's not that much capital in each of the positions, then when one stock does particularly well or it doesn't do well, it doesn't really have that much impact on your whole portfolio. So Alphabet, Amazon, and Canadian Pacific both have had no change since the last update. When I say no change, I mean I have not purchased any additional shares of any of these three stocks. Having said that, Alphabet and Amazon have had particularly good months, as have all tech stocks really. Amazon especially are having a pretty good time right now. They are actually heavily investing into many different projects, including Project Kuiper, large language models, generative AI, in the hope that these things enhance future growth. Interestingly, there was recently an open letter sent to the Amazon CEO, basically saying that they were getting involved in too many ideas and instead they should focus on the best opportunities only. Moving down to Diageo, this is a position that I've actually purchased more of since my last update, as my Patreon members will already know. I sold out of Segro, which was a REIT that I had in my portfolio, and I utilized some of that money to purchase more shares of Diageo. If you're interested in why I sold Segro, I made a completely separate video going through that. This company has undergone a recent CEO change that happened a lot sooner than they had anticipated, and I'm guessing that that is playing a part in why this company is currently not performing that well. There's also been no change on my part in what I've invested into National Grid nor VHYL. But you can see on the screen that there are two positions that have been doing particularly well for me in my portfolio. And these are my largest two. So they have had a big impact on the overall performance of this portfolio. But just before we jump into those, this video is in collaboration with NordLocker for Business. NordLocker for Business is a vital encryption software that enhances the security of your business files. With NordLocker, your valuable data is safeguarded using the latest encryption technology. Imagine you're establishing your own business startup. You will likely be the only person in charge of making those big decisions, but it's also likely that you will need to work with other people and different clients. NordLocker ensures that only authorized people can access confidential files, providing peace of mind to you even if a device is lost or stolen. Or maybe you're freelancing and you have to collaborate with lots of external people. Well, you can grant temporary access to specific encrypted files and revoke it easily when the collaboration ends. Your sensitive data remains secure at all times. Integrating NordLocker is an absolute breeze. Setting it up is super easy, and encrypting your files is as simple as a drag and drop. You can access and share your encrypted files securely from any device. For an affordable, user-friendly file encryption software that is tailored to your business needs, get a 3-month free trial of NordLocker for Business using the link and the code on the screen or in the description below. Now back to the video. For any of you that are following Palantir, you'll know that we have had an absolutely crazy May and June so far. It's been a real roller coaster, or like I said at the beginning of this video, more like a rocket into space actually. Luckily for me, I have been accumulating shares of this position for a while before it actually started skyrocketing, so it's been quite nice to see that this position is finally in the green. So since my last update, which was around the 21st of May, this stock has soared by about 35%. And there are a few reasons that this has happened. You can see that right now I'm up by 53.32% on this position, which is the largest across all of my positions in my portfolio. So if I were to withdraw right now, which I am not going to do, I would have made £1,005.73. You can see that this is constantly changing, but a pretty decent return considering I have not invested that much money into this really. So why has Palantir been doing so well? Well, I've been speaking about this in quite a few of my videos recently, but one reason is that we're seeing lots of new contracts and partnerships being announced. Just since my last portfolio update, we have seen the CNA partnership, we've seen the Ministry of Digital Transformation, we have seen the Jacobs partnership, the US Special Operations Command contract going through, the AWS and the Panasonic multi-year agreement. It's been crazy busy. And this is really, really big. There is clearly so much demand for Palantir from massive names in such a short space of time, which of course means lots of future revenue, lots of future growth, and this alongside many other factors have caused the stock price to surge. Then we had the AIP Con event, which happened on the 28th, and this was a very crucial, pivotal point, I think, for many Palantir investors. We got the chance to hear from Palantir's current clients and hear how crucial Palantir have been to make their business more efficient alongside loads of other benefits they have given them, and just hear about how much they've enjoyed working with Palantir and how much trust they have in them. But then on the 24th of May, Nvidia released their earnings, and you're probably wondering why I'm mentioning this when I'm talking about Palantir and how they've been performing, but it's because after Nvidia released their earnings, we saw AI stocks across the board have a little rally in their stock price. And I'm sure this also caused Palantir's stock to be pushed up a little bit further. Rewinding slightly, we also had, on the 22nd of May, Cathie Woods purchased a ton of Palantir shares for a few of her different ARK Invest funds. And of course, what did this do? Well, it brought more noise, it brought more excitement, and lots more people were purchasing this company. And what happens when the demand is high? Well, the stock price goes up. Now, alongside this, we had even more information. It just keeps coming out. I honestly am struggling to keep up with it. But we had the announcement of an AI summit being held in London. And alongside that, we heard that Palantir are actually going to be opening their AI hub in the UK. And this is all happening ahead of the announcement of the NHS contract. So it's making us feel a little bit more bullish that that NHS contract will actually be awarded to Palantir. Obviously, we don't know, time will tell, but it's a good indicator. And then just in the last couple of days, we have heard that Bank of America have increased their price target for Palantir from $13 per share to $18 per share. And this, of course, then caused a further surge in the stock. And they said that they are feeling optimistic about Palantir's unique position and that Palantir are positioned well to dominate. So making statements like that, of course, then brings a lot of noise and even further excitement. You get the picture. So just taking a look at the last 1 month, we can see that it's been on an absolutely crazy journey. And here it says that in just 1 month, it's up by 68%. Madness. And if we just scroll down here, you can see my average price and whatnot, all of that stuff. And we'll just have a look at my history. Last update was made on about the 21st of May. So quite a number of orders have been put through since then. We've had this one here, 20 shares, an additional 8.8 shares, 4.1 shares, 9 shares, and then 42 shares. Like I said, whenever I make an investment, whether it's in this account or even in my cryptocurrency account, I let my patrons know through the Patreon and through the Discord. So if you want live updates, do join that. Now on to Tesla, and wow again. They've closed in the green for 12 consecutive days now, which is a new record, and I'm sure today will be the 13th. This position for me is currently up by just under 40%, which again is absolute madness. If you think about what the S&P 500 returns in a given year on average, and then you think about these positions, 54%, 40%, even these two up here, it's honestly crazy. But we are in a certain bubble right now that could pop at any time. So, this is not going to continue forever. But nevertheless, I'm up by £1,500 basically. And this is still my largest position in this portfolio. And if I look at the 3-month chart for Tesla, you can see that we've had a little bit of ups and downs. But it's in the last 1 month specifically that it has just started to really take off. And maybe some of that is because some of the big announcements that they've been making. We've heard the news that the Tesla supercharger network will be opening up to both Ford and GM EV owners in 2024. And this alliance may actually force other automakers to also partner with Tesla. I didn't think we would hear about another one so close to the Ford announcement, but GM shortly came after a few days, so who knows what's going to happen. Now, not only is this a good thing for the EV space in general, but it also shows dominance by Tesla. And of course, there is a large monetization value opportunity for Tesla in this. This is a massive thing, the supercharger network. However, having said that, I think Tesla, specifically Tesla, along with Palantir and a few other companies, are the best AI plays right now. They're the best AI stocks around. And a lot of people, when they're thinking about the best AI stocks, don't really think of Tesla. They sort of shove Tesla aside as a car company, an electric vehicle company, and they don't really think about how they're involved in other areas, specifically AI. When FSD, the Cybertruck, and the Tesla bot get up and fully running, there's going to be even more wood on their fire. There is no stopping Tesla, in my opinion. So clearly my portfolio has had a very good time in the last month, but I'm trying not to focus on all of the noise and all of the stock increases. I'm trying to just focus on my investment plan. So my plan is just to keep investing and keep accumulating shares no matter the market noise. I've said time and time again that when the stock price of a stock that I have goes up, I'm just going to continue to dollar cost average in and not worry too much. But on the other hand, when it dips and there's an opportunity presented, I'll try and make the most of that. Buying a dip isn't necessarily timing the market. but waiting for a dip certainly is. Now, this is something that a guy called Jason DeBolt posted on his Twitter very recently. He actually retired from Tesla shares, and it's exactly what I've been trying to say about timing the market and how it's not timing the market to buy a dip, but it is if you don't buy it on its way up kind of deal. And I've been trying to put that into words for ages, and he's just done it perfectly for me. Remember, if you want a 3-month free trial of NordLocker for Business, then use the link and the code on the screen now or in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.